USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
Former Special Counsel Robert Mueller's hearing in front of the House Intelligence Committee is underway. The top Republican on that committee, California Congressman Devin Nunes, is slamming the entire hearing.
Welcome, everyone, to the last gasp of the Russia collusion conspiracy theory. As Democrats continue to foist this spectacle on the American people, as well as you, Mr. Mueller, the Democrats have argued for nearly 3 years that evidence of collusion is hidden just around the corner. Like the Loch Ness Monster, they insist it's there, even if no one can find it.
On Wednesday, a federal judge left the Trump administration's rules that imposes restrictions on individuals seeking asylum in the United States if they pass through a third country on their way between the United States and Mexico, potentially leading to a sharp reduction in Central American migrants entering the United States. And you're listening to USA Radio News. The FTC is slapping Facebook with a record $5 billion fine over the company's privacy policy. FTC Chairman Joe Simons details the process of making the agreement.
This settlement is the result of an exhaustive investigation, which concluded that Facebook betrayed the trust of its users and deceived them about their ability to control their personal information.
The FTC began probing Facebook in March of 2018 following reports of a political consulting firm improperly using data from 87 million Facebook users. The New York Archdiocese settles a sexual assault case in the Bronx. With more, here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
The Archdiocese of New York is agreeing to a settlement in a case involving two sisters from the Bronx who say they were sexually abused by a well-known priest. The two say the late Monsignor Charles McDonough began molesting them when they were 7 in the early 1970s.
And you're listening to USA Radio News. With the increasing threat of cyber attacks on our national security and even blackouts in some U.S. cities, many people are wondering what they need to do to be prepared. Well, I had a chance to sit down and chat with Richard Clark. He's one of the world's leading experts on security, cybersecurity, and terrorism, and he shares some tips on what you can do to prepare yourself should a cyber attack happen.
I would think about it as a hurricane. A really bad hurricane, like what happened to Puerto Rico, can knock out the power for a long period of time. And so you want to think about, what would I do if I didn't have power? We all live on our credit cards. But if there's no power, no one can use a credit card. And you can't get money out of the ATMs. So, yeah, you might want to have some cash stashed away to get through a period like that. But from day to day, your password is probably your weakest vulnerability. You use the same password over and over again on all of your accounts. If any one of them is compromised, then that hacker has all of your passwords and probably can get into your bank account. That could create a lot of difficulty for you, even if the bank made you whole. So get a password manager application that will generate a different password for every account, a long, complicated one, and that you don't have to remember because the application will log you in with that password.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.